All right, so let's go over what I've posted. I decided instead of you having to sift through the weeks, because we're obviously going to be kind of working on the demonstration speeches for a few weeks, I did a separate folder titled Demonstration Speech Documents. Okay, so let's go over what's in here. The outline template. So when you go to write your outline, this is what I want you to use. I want you to download this. I try to make this as simple as possible. You are going to fill this out. So your introduction, attention getter, you're going to leave that there. Okay. So this is, I'm not going to go over all of it, but this is what I want you to use. I want you to literally download this document and type your outline into it. Okay. Now, I also have a sample outline for you so you can see how your outline should look when you turn it in. Okay? So you notice how this is a full sentence outline. The reason I do this, so you're doing all of the work up front. Okay? So I wouldn't think of your outline as a rough draft because I feel like that sounds like it's kind of half-assed. You will do your entire speech up front. Your outline will be exactly what you're going to say. The reason I do that, so it's a full sentence outline, as you can see, it is like exactly what you're going to say and how you're going to say it. So notice it says, as many of you could have guessed, you have had items to sell, blah, blah, blah. It's not as many of my classmates could have guessed. You're not going to say that, so type it how you're going to say it. The reason I do this is actually for your benefit, and I'm not saying that as like a, you're welcome. They did the program that I went to, that I was a TA for in graduate school, did it like this, and I kept it because I like it. I think it sets you up for more success. So this way makes your presentation grade higher, okay? Because I will give you feedback. So you will submit this on a Thursday, I believe, or Friday, and I will give you feedback by Sunday, that following Sunday, okay? So what that means is if I give you feedback on your speech, if you just make those changes and say that in class, then your grade on your presentation is going to be great, okay? That's why a lot of people get A's and B's. There are some C's and definitely some D's, but not as many, because I do it like this. And again, I'm not looking for a you're welcome, but some students get annoyed that they have to do their full out speech for their initial outline. That is for your benefit, okay? So you are doing all the work up front, okay? So this is a sample outline so that you can see what your outline, your initial outline that you turn in should look like. So let's go back. Here's a rubric for the initial outline. I'm not going to open that. That's just what I am grading you on. I use rubrics a decent amount, especially for your speeches, so that you know what I'm grading you on, and you can look at that. This is what I'm grading you on for your, I am actually going to open this so I can show you. This is what I'm grading you on for your presentation that you do in class. It is out of 50, and I multiply by 2. So the reason I do that is because, I mean, really, you don't want a 100-point rubric. That would be so complicated, and that would get really nitpicky. So it is out of 50, and I multiply by 2. I'm not going to go over this, but this is there. I highly recommend if an instructor gives you a rubric, you look at it because that's literally a cheat sheet for how they're grading you. So that's what I will be grading you on for your presentation. The audience adaptation plan, that is due the same day that you submit your initial outlines. We talked about audience analysis last week. This is basically for you to think about your audience, aka your classmates, and think about your presentation and how it relates to them, what type of audience member you think they are. So you will complete this. It's not hard. It's just one sheet. You will complete this and submit this on the same day your initial outline is due. Okay. So again, in the PowerPoint, when it says audience adaptation plan, this is what I'm talking about. Again, this is all under demonstration speech documents. Peer evaluation form. So I think how we're going to do this, usually I have y'all print them out, but I'm trying to keep everything, not everything, but as paperless as we can get. I might make copies of these for y'all and I still need to figure out the logistics. But basically, you're going to fill this out, but you're actually going to turn it in electronically. So you are going to download this, turn it in electronically so that we can avoid, just for health reasons. I'm going to go over this another day probably, but and I'll go over the expectations for it. But yeah, that's the peer evaluation form. You will be doing 2 of those. And then finally, the self-reflection overview. I love reading these, and I think it's important for you to reflect on how you think your speech went. And it's due a few days after your speech because I want it to be fresh in your mind. Okay? So just to clarify, this is completely different than the Pitch Vantage recording that you do practicing. That is for practicing. This is reflecting over your actual speech. And again, a classmate will, and I can bring some like sanitizing wipes or whatever if you want. A classmate will be taking your phone, recording you with your phone, and then giving your phone back to you on the speaking day. That way you can watch it back. It's tough to watch yourself, but trust me, I mean, I don't even like to watch my lectures back, but you learn a lot from it. You learn a lot from it. So it's not just a free write. All you're going to do, oh, it says it's due printed out. I'm sorry. I'm so used to having everything printed out because I'm a tactile person. You will submit this on D2L. So what you're going to do is you're going to answer these questions, and the instructions are on the top. Okay? So that is your demonstration speech. A little bit later, I'll post the folders where you're going to submit everything for it, but right now, I just wanted to get that stuff up there so I could record this lecture. As usual, let me know if you have any questions. We're going to talk about this a lot in the next few weeks, but just something that you need to get on your radar. Again, you will submit your topic by going to discussions. I don't have it posted right now, but it'll be somewhere in here. Okay? All right, as usual, let me know if you have any questions.